Guys, I just wanted to show a little bit of our process when we're actually doing the renovation on the farmhouse right now. When we go in, we get measurements on the entire house. When houses this age, sometimes you'll find cavities and sometimes you'll find little extra spaces and not really knowing what to do with it. So this is a really quick rendering of it. I say quick, but the measurements are pretty accurate. And in particular, this is what I'm going to need in order to make the most of it. So let's just do a really quick tour here. Right now we've got the whole house. The roof is off. We see the ground, but we're going to actually take the ground out for now. So we're going to lose our ground floor and just turn that off so that we can see the entire house. Now, starting from the basement up, let's make a quick little foundation, and then we're going to look at every single layer as we go. So we're just going to gray the others for now. So when we're starting at the foundation, you see actually that the rest of the house is grayed out, but I put in the foundation, and we've got loose stones on two sides, and then we have brick on the other two sides. Now, where we're looking at right here and this door, if I was to actually make the ground visible again, and I go over here and we're going to take a look at it so that it is visible. That's where that little door is, and then this is the driveway here. Let me just put a mouse click here. So this is the driveway. This is actually a stone wall, and here this is the entrance to the barn. So the barn's not actually drawn in this picture. This is just to give us an idea of what the house looks like as we're doing our renovation on it. Now, this window right here is the window that we popped out yesterday. So I'm going to take and give us a tour of the first floor at this point. So we're going to go to the first floor. We're going to make that an active layer, and then I'm just going to gray everything else out for now. So when we're looking at the first floor, this is our first floor. And so you can see as we enter into the house here, over here, we'll do a little zoom in. This is our archway, so this is the kitchen here. This is where the staircase is. This is the front door. That's the window right there where we punched it out. And then this was the room in here that we did the first demo for. Let me add a little bit more detail to this so that we can show others. And then what I'm going to do instead of that is we're just going to turn off the floors, and then we'll go floor by floor. So let's take a look at our very first floor. Now here we go with a little bit of detail to it. So in here in this closet section, that's where we found the chimney. Now that chimney goes down into the basement, but it actually doesn't go into the second floor. So this has been a vacated chimney, and it's not actually in use. So we have to consider knocking that down, and then we get a bigger closet, plus we get some bricks that we can use. So here's the staircase, and this is really where the 3D rendering is going to come in useful to me. Now this is what the CAD program I use, which is called Vectorworks, puts in here for a standard staircase. And so the dimensions are not quite accurate to what we have in the house now. As we go up in the house, we've got that very subtle winder and the very sort of steep inside and then wider on the outside. And that's just not something that I drew in here. Well, I didn't want to take too much detail because I figured at that point I'm going to redo it anyway. So there's the archway, and then this is the room that's all cleared off. We're not going to do anything with the kitchen or the bathroom on this side. This has been updated, so it's pretty recent. And the next room we're going to work in over here. This is what we're calling the living room. Then this is where all the horsehair plaster was. So let's move up to the second floor now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put on my second floor layers here. I'm going to leave off the ceiling so we can actually see in. Here's where doing the 3D rendering is really important. And I'm going to zoom out. Because we have different peaks to this house, we have the original house, which was this peak right here. We know that in this section here is where the window was left out. And then we're thinking that this door was probably a window too. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4 windows, and then 2 windows on tops. And then the entrance to this house would have actually been on the side. And then this section here is what was added probably around the 1940s, 1945. This section was added, and the 2 peaks were brought together. So we can see that that chimney that we found in the closet down here doesn't actually come up into this room. And then the one active chimney we do have, which is with the furnace, is right here. So then as we come up, and the hole's not cut into the floor yet, we do have, it's not really an issue, but it's just something to consider. We have the two peaks to the roof and where they combine. And so in this section here, we've got one pitch, and then we have a straight wall, and then we have a second pitch that comes in. Now, I don't really know if I have access to this space that's here, but I do know that there's a space now. And then that's where these drawings really kind of come in handy, is I have a wall that's pitched here, and it goes all the way to this door. And so there is a vellum space here. Plus, I know that if I do put on the ceiling, all of a sudden we see the ceiling, I know where I have attic space. And so let's just do a little zoom out and readjust my focus. So I know I have attic space here above this peak. And then if we also rotate this way, and then we're just going to shift down, I know I have an attic space here. So there's no access to the attic as it is right now, but it would be great to be able to put in some type of trap or ladder here in order to access this space and then see what it looks like up there. I'm going to turn off that ceiling so that we can go back to seeing the floor, because one of the interesting things we found is this little closet space here. Now, this section here is the bathroom, so this was done rather recently, but then because of the chimney, I've got this very long closet, and there is an access door in here which is not drawn in, but there's a closet door in the bathroom here that accesses this space, but it's a small door. And then I have this very long space here that is not really active. So just from looking at this drawing, I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're actually going to close this off, keep a closet in the bathroom, and then move this wall in so that this is part of this room here, and it'll make it feel a little bit bigger. Otherwise, this space can't be used because it's so narrow and long. It doesn't really make sense to have it. Another interesting little component is this closet in here, and this is in the we're going to call this the master bedroom up here. So this little space here, which has got the pitch of the two separate roofs, has two doors, one on this side, one on this side. Hasn't been drawn in. This is a very quick rendering on this point. And then this is a closet, and it's just a very long closet. So we've definitely got some things that we can think about and how we're going to put them together. And really what I wanted to do with this walkthrough was just show you that when we do go into a house, there is a good degree of planning that goes into it. And so while demo looks like it runs really quick and dirty, there's a plan, and you always have to have a plan when working on houses of this age. It just really helps keep your overall vision of it, and that's what I wanted to show you. One of the other things we do here at Colored Spots is we create scale models of the places that we work on. And that's really important when you are dealing with something of this age that doesn't really fit into a standard house style. Next thing I'm going to do is, of course, we'll draw the barn in, and then I'll have a complete impression of what this house looks like. And then I'll probably end up adding in the roof, just so anywhere down the road, if I do need a quick reference to something, I'll have it. All right. Thanks for watching and checking it out. And I hope you do like and subscribe to us at Colored Spots Creative, and just catch how the restoration of this house is going to go. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.